special guest, Jeff Glover. He was on a couple of weeks ago, and I know that we didn't get everybody in that wanted to get in, so I want to make sure we had him back. And before we get started, Jeff, I really would like to just have you to kind of give us a little bit of a background on kind of who you are and what you're currently doing.
Sure. So my name's Jeff Glover. I've been with Keller Williams since 2009. I'm still in production. I'm an OP of a couple market centers, and I have a pretty sizable team here in Michigan. We do just under 1,000 transactions a year, which usually puts us in the top 5 to top 10 of all of KW. I'm still in production, so I do anywhere from 80 to 100 transactions a year myself personally. I'm in Detroit, so you have to sell a lot of homes to make some money here. So my average sales price is $225,000. That's probably the price of a carport for you guys. And I've been selling real estate for, believe it or not, 18 years now. This May was my 18th May in the business. So been doing this ever since high school. I love the real estate and training and coaching and leading side as well. And that's my story.
Awesome. So you have some prepared stuff for us today, and then we'll Q&A when you're done.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I do have some things. So for those of you that were on, it was probably a good 3-4 weeks ago. I went through about 16 different things to do during COVID and post-COVID. Gosh, it was probably now a month ago now. And I've narrowed that list down to about 10 to 12 things that are areas that we are really putting a lot of emphasis on right now. And I'd like to share those with you guys. And before I do, if you could just, Tony, maybe 90 seconds or less, tell me the kind of the state of the market since COVID. Obviously I'm hearing national news now. States are seeing increases, but for the most part, it seems like it's where I'm at here. We were locked down pretty good, and it's really behind us now. There's not a lot of talk about it anymore, and our real estate market is booming.
Yeah, same here. Our market is on fire.
Yep.
Couldn't be more on fire.
Got it. All right, perfect. And anything unique about the way you do business since COVID that's affecting, obviously, the way showings happen are probably, some differences there.
Yes. Still no open houses for us at all.
No open houses yet?
No, none. Are you guys doing them?
Can you believe we were locked down for so long? They just said, go have at it. We can do open houses now too.
Wow. Okay. So we're all waiting for that. I mean, literally meeting weekly about that, when we're going to do open houses. Other than that, it's just really, very touchy on showings, masks and sanitizer, and, one group at a time, and it's slow.
Sure. Okay. Yep. That's fair. Inventory is super low, probably, right?
Super low.
Awesome. All right, so let me go ahead and jump in. I'm going to share, by the way, thank you for sharing that with me, because one of the things we're doing right now is we have agents on our team doing 4 open houses a weekend right now to try to make up for, the months that we couldn't do them. So I'll eliminate that, because obviously, again, every market's a little bit different. So first things first, when I was on a month or so ago, I talked about putting together a post-COVID business plan. I didn't really share much other than you need to start looking at, what you said you were going to do this year, and what you're on pace for or behind on, and revise your plan. Now, since that session, I've created a little cheat sheet, if you will. I put together an entire business plan for you, and I also did a instructional video that goes along with it. So I'm just going to double check my notes here for a second, because I'm going to give you the domain to go get it. It's free. Hold on one second. Because at the time, I don't think I had done it yet. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. So if you go to gloveru.com/plan, PLAN, that's how you can get access to the plan. You'll get an email back that has the plan as well as an instructional video. If you don't need the plan, if you're like, I don't want to give you my information, Jeff, that's fine. You don't have to. Just Google search. Let me make sure that this works. And I'm telling you this because it's point number one. Jeff Glover, post-COVID. Let's see. Yeah, if you just Google search Jeff Glover, my first name and my last name, and the word post-COVID, and click on videos, the very first video that comes up is a 45-minute video of me walking you through the entire plan. So you can either go to gloveru.com/plan or just search Jeff Glover post-COVID, and it's going to come up. And the reason why I put that as point one, quite honestly, is because what you did in the first 3, 4, 5, 6 months of the year is probably going to be a little bit different in what you do in the last half of the year, even if your market's on fire. Just because inventory levels are low, the way we do business and so forth has changed. So the purpose behind putting this plan together really was I wanted to make something short and sweet and simple, so that way you're not reconstructing your entire plan for the year. It's almost like you almost picture it as like an addendum to your master plan, right? To your 135, it's like an addendum to that. All right. So point number one, get your post-COVID plan done. I'll tell you, all of our agents, their plans actually coincidentally were due today. So the second half of the year doesn't start until July the 1st. So if you get some time between now and the end of the year, that's when I would do it. All right. The second thing I wrote down is consider utilizing the showing agent model. So this is something that our agents are getting behind a lot right now. And even if whether you're on a team or you're a solo agent, I promise you there's agents in your market center, in your office that would love to be a showing agent for you. Now, in most states, including ours, they have to be licensed. But the reason why I'm encouraging utilizing the showing agent model is because we're at a point, because of the low inventory and multiple offer situations, you're going to get a lower percentage of your offers accepted. Okay, I think everyone can agree if inventory levels are low and we're getting into multiple offer situations, a lower percentage of your offers are going to get accepted. So what does that mean? Well, that means many situations where buyers have to get back out and start looking at homes again. So we're utilizing a showing agent model we have for years. Depending on your price range, normally it's a percentage of the commission, and in most states it has to be paid through the broker. So you just tell the broker what you want the showing agent to be paid. And or you could do a per showing fee, you could do an hourly rate, whatever it is. I promise you, if you want to be a top producer, and don't get mad, if you want to be a high producer, especially a strong listing agent, which you know I'm a huge proponent of, you're not going to be able to doing it showing homes. That just takes up way too much time in your day, and your dollar per hour worth, your dollar per hour value goes down every single time you decide to go show a house. So utilize the showing agent model. It's not even my model. It's Gary Keller's model, actually. I first learned about it from him in 2011. We implemented it the very next year, 2012, and we've never gone without showing agents. The agents on our team love them, and I get from agents all the time, yeah, but I don't have a team. I'm not on a team. I can't afford to pay a showing agent full time. Just find a new agent in your office and work something out. Give them 10%, 15%, 20%. By the way, we give our showing agents, they get 20% of the GCI, which again, our average sales price is $225,000. So they get 20% of the GCI when the deal closes, plus all of their gas and mileage is covered. So that works out to another $600-700 a month there. Again, every market's a little different. What you can pay, maybe you have to pay more, maybe you pay less. But utilize the showing agent model in a market when inventory is tight. You're going to sell more homes, and that's everyone's biggest hang up with the showing agent model. Yeah, but I have to give away a portion of my commission, and I'm already on a 50-50 split or whatever, and now I got to give a showing agent 20%. Yeah, but what if you were able to take 2 or 3 listings because you didn't have to show any houses? What if you took that extra time and just converted more buyer leads? What if you took that extra time and went on a buyer consultation or went door knocking around a neighborhood, right? You'd be amazed that although your net per transaction will decrease, your net overall income will increase. That is the point of the showing agent model. Your net check will decline. There's no doubt about it. Somebody else is getting paid to do some work for you. They got to get paid. Your net check will decline, but your net income will increase. So long as, there's one caveat to that, so long as you're productive with your time. Now, we have some agents, I've got, several agents that they're kind of like, you know what? Watch this example. I made $100,000 in 2019, which, in our market, that's pretty good living. I made $100,000 in 2019, but I worked my butt off. I worked 50, 60 hours a week. I did 20 buyer deals and 6 listings sold, and all I feel like is I drove all over town. So an agent like that, we've got a few of them that said, you know what, I would be fine making $80,000 a year or $75,000 a year and never having to show a house again. Never having to go on a buyer appointment again, never having to work weekends or late into the night. So maybe you're not looking to necessarily increase your income, but you want a more quality of life. You want a more work-life balance. Utilize a showing agent model for that. We can talk about that in a little second. Number 3, I want you to put together a buying power checklist. A buying power checklist. And on this checklist, okay, if you're having trouble getting your offers accepted, which many are when inventory levels are low, on a buying power checklist, you list all the things a buyer can do to get an offer accepted. Okay, you're listing everything a buyer can do to get their offer accepted, right? So things like paying over appraised value, waiving their inspection, more EMD. You've heard of all those things. What you do is you put it into a simple one-page document. And that document lists all the things they can do, and you're sharing this with them up front at the buyer consultation. You're sharing this with them up front at the time that you first meet them, so that, by the way, we've all been in this situation, all right? How many times have you been in a situation where you go to write an offer for a buyer and you tell them they have to pay over asking price, and they tell you that there's no way they're paying over asking price, or there's no way that they're paying over appraised value? That's because you didn't talk enough about it during the buyer consultation. By putting this document together, it forces you to have the conversation up front with them. Again, it's called a buying power checklist. Now, if you're wondering, well, Jeff, how do I put this thing together? Next team meeting, next company meeting, next sales meeting, whatever. Get this on the agenda, Tony. Next team meeting. You go around the room and everyone shares one thing, one crazy thing that they've seen in an offer on their listing, or that they've seen a buyer do to get their offer accepted. And, let's say you got 30 people in the meeting, 50 people in the meeting, whatever the number is. Everyone is responsible for bringing one thing. Now, you can have repeats. That's okay, because you're going to start after 10, 15. People are going to start repeating. But essentially what you're going to hear crazy things too. Oh my God, they went and knocked on the seller's door and introduced themselves. I told them not to do it, and they did, and they fell in love, and the seller is selling it to them because they met them and they loved it, right? Like you're going to hear some crazy things take place. Well, guess what? You document all those things, put them onto a single 8.5 by 11 page. At the top, it says buying power checklist. Here's all the things you can do to get your buyer offer accepted in today's market. You're having this conversation with them up front. They're more likely to take your advice when it comes time to write an offer. So consider doing that activity at your next sales meeting. It's a fun one because you'll hear some crazy things. And again, after you've gotten 10, 12, 15 out, you say, okay, no more repeats. Anyone got any new ones? Oh, I got a new one. And you add to the list. The goal is to leave the meeting with 10 to 15 different things a buyer can do to get their offer accepted. Speaking of buyers, point number 4. I go out of order, so sometimes I lose track. Speaking of buyers, buyer marketing. What are you doing on social media to promote the success that you're having with buyers? Many people are of the opinion that, I'm going to promote when I have a successful sale with a seller, when we sell it over asking price, when we sell it, in 48 hours. We're going to promote the heck out of that. And that's good. I think you should. The piece that you're missing is that right now, more than ever, everyone knows the market's hot, right? Everyone knows that things are selling quickly. Everyone knows that things are selling for over asking. So are you really standing out? The answer is no. What you need to do to stand out is instead, when you have success with a buyer, you're promoting the heck out of that. Create your image on Design and Command or Canva or whatever you use to create images. And now you're sharing 3 things to them in the market. Okay, let's just use Facebook as a for instance. All right, I want you to share every time you get an offer accepted and you were competing in a multiple offer situation. It'd be even better if you knew how many offers. So you can say, we competed with 7, and the number 7 is real big. We competed with 7 other offers for this property, and everyone congratulate the Joneses. They just got their offer accepted after competing with 7 other offers. I promise you that is screenshot worthy. That's what you want. You want someone to see that, screenshot it, send it to their friend or relative who's shopping for a house. Hey, I heard you guys were saying this weekend that you can't get your offer accepted. I don't know how this guy did it, but you might want to reach out to him. Okay, so you're promoting multiple offer situations. Number 2, you're promoting when you save them money. So when you get an offer accepted, let's just say you're not in a multiple offer situation. And by the way, it could be in a multiple offer situation, maybe after the inspection or after the appraisal. So let's just say you get them $5,000 off of asking price. Again, I'm talking $225 price point here. So 5,000 is like a big deal. You guys are 5,000 nothing, I'm sure. 5,000 off of the asking price, 5,000 off because of inspection issues, right? And then let's say the home appraises a couple $1,000s light. Well, now I just saved them $12,000 on their sale. So if you can picture an image that says, hey, congratulations to the Joneses. They closed on this property today, and we saved them $12,000 on this sale. It doesn't need to be explained what it's for or how you did it or the appraisal came in low or home inspection issues or anything. I saved them $12,000. Why is that valuable? Well, because remember, part of the key in marketing is standing out, being different. Everyone else is talking about, oh, sold it for over asking, sold it for over asking. Then guess what happens? You're the person that comes along and says, nope, I just saved my buyer $12,000. Okay, again, if it's a buzz in the market that everyone's paying over asking, you're going to stand out. The third thing I would talk about in buyer marketing, again, and I'm just giving you some ideas of what to write about or what to put your Canva or design in together on. The third thing would be how quickly they secured a home. How quickly they secured a home. What's the buzz right now again? Oh my gosh, it's taking forever. Nothing's on the market. We've been looking for months and months and months, and we can't find anything. Congratulations to the Johnsons. They 17 days shopping for homes, and they secured their dream home. 32 hours looking at homes, and they secured their dream home. Make it sound like it's quick. So next thing you know, again, oh wow, you guys were just complaining that you've been looking at homes for months. I just kept scrolling through Facebook, and this Jeff guy, man, he's saving buyers money. He's winning multiple offer situations. I just saw yesterday he was able to get a buyer their dream home in less than 34 hours or whatever. So start thinking outside the box on your buyer marketing. Don't just focus on the seller marketing. Okay. Next, I wrote down number 5. Schedule an outdoor client event. Now, are you guys able to do outdoor events yet? I know indoors aren't totally allowed. Schedule an outdoor client event. We somehow, okay, everyone in Michigan thinks it's because the governor's daughter is graduating high school this year. Somehow we're allowed to have outdoor events up to 100 people. How we went from being locked down to now we can have an outdoor event of 100 people, I don't know. I'm guessing that's going to be a nice little graduation party for her daughter. But anyways, outdoor events in most parts of the country are allowed. So I'm encouraging you to schedule your first client event since COVID and make it an outdoor one. All right. Do something outdoors, go to a park and barbecue, go work. By the way, what we're doing, we're renting out a portion of the Detroit Zoo, and we're giving out tickets to families to come join us at the Detroit Zoo. The zoo's opening up, I think this weekend, actually. It's outdoor. We can have events. They can spread out as much as they want. Consider having an outdoor event if you haven't done anything of value to your database lately. All right, next, I want you to prospect all of the homes that came off the market and all of the for sale by owners that came on the market during COVID. All right, so depending on if you use a service like RedX or LandVoice or Vulcan, you can search by date, okay, for sale by owners. Now, if you're talking for sale by owners, you don't need any of those services. You can just go to Zillow.com or just Google Anaheim Hills for sale by owners, and you'll have Google pages for days on that. But what I'm encouraging agents to do, agents that work with us on our team and agents that are in our coaching, Go back and search from March 15th to say May 15th, 2 months worth of expireds and for sale by owners that came off the market during COVID, and update them on what's going on. Think about it. If a home came on the market on April the 9th, do you really think your competition is thinking about that property that came off the market? No, they're not. Do you think they're getting blown? Yeah, I get it all the time. Well, Jeff, expireds are getting calls like crazy from other realtors, not somebody that came off the market on April the 9th. All right, they haven't heard from an agent in a couple months, so they're going to be pleasantly surprised by your call. Yeah, some are still going to hang up on you. That's just how it works. But I want to pull all the expires and all the FSBOs from March 15th to May 15th, or whatever during when your COVID was peaking, and I want to get in touch with those sellers and make sure they know what's going on in the market. Don't assume that everyone knows that real estate is hot. Don't assume that everyone knows that real estate is back to normal. Next, I wrote down, either partner with or master a script to compete with, either partner with or master a script to compete with iBuyers. All right. Every market's a little bit different. If you don't have iBuyers yet, they're coming. All right. They're actually not in Michigan yet. We just created our own. It's called UPraise. We created our own iBuyer because we knew they were coming. Now, if you're not in a position financially or creatively or whatever to create your own, by the way, you could become an iBuyer just by simply creating a landing page. Obviously, you got to have investors. You got to have money in the bank, or you got to have a line of credit, or investors. But if you're not going to create your own, then you better know what to say to compete against them. You better know what to say when you're going on appointments and someone says we're considering selling to Open Door or OfferPad or one of those. All right, so make sure you know the scripts, and obviously you do. I mean, the net is going to be less with those. They're going to net less, and quite honestly, if homes are selling quickly, what's the point in selling to an iBuyer anyways, right? If homes are selling in 72 hours and you can close them in 3 weeks, that's only like 1 week longer than an iBuyer would, maybe 10 days at the most. So make sure you have the scripts down to compete against iBuyers, or consider partnering with one. Next, I want you to put together your social media plan. Put together your social media plan for the remainder of the summer. Put together your social media, the remainder, I guess, technically by the calendar, the summer hasn't started until 6/21, but you know what I'm saying. Put together your social media plan for the rest of the summer. Meaning, when you started the year, if you were in our coaching or on our team, you would have put together a plan. Each month you would have had a different theme. January is this theme. February is this theme. March is this theme. Well, that probably went out the window because of COVID. So what I'm encouraging you to do is put together a new social media calendar. Maybe consider including some of the buyer marketing that we were just talking about as part of that calendar. Okay, next, what I want you to do is rewrite your morning routine. Rewrite your morning routine. Let's face it, we got a little off track during COVID, and for good reason. I mean, there was a lot going on. You were a stay-at-home dad or stay-at-home mom, and you were also a school teacher, and you were also a realtor. So your schedule was out of whack. Well, now that things have loosened up, now that the kids are out of school or out of virtual school, I guess it would be called, you have an opportunity to get back to your normal morning routine. You've heard me say it before, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Master the morning, and everything else falls into place. Own the morning and you'll win the day. I'm talking from the time you get up until lunchtime. Have a very regimented schedule from the time you get up until lunchtime. In fact, I think we have a copy of my schedule out there somewhere. I'll see if I can find it before we're done, because I put together what your ideal schedule should look like. In fact, give me a second. I know where it's at. Yes, if you text the word schedule to 55444, if you text the word schedule, I haven't done it in a while, so tell me if it doesn't work and we'll figure out a way to get it to you. If you text the word schedule to 55444, just like you were texting a friend, although it's just a 5-digit number, you should get some prompts, and then it'll be emailed out to you. That is my recommendation for your ideal day there. All right. Okay, so we're at the 30-minute mark, so I'll stop there. Let's get into some Q&A. Let's talk about some of the things I shared and or anything that you want me to talk about that I haven't shared. You know, as I mentioned before, I'm on the ground with you guys, going on appointments every day. I don't know if anyone's friends with me on Facebook or if any of you are in our Glover U Inner Circle Facebook group. I had a pretty awesome weekend. 5 listings taken, 3 listings sold, 2 buyer sales, and that was just on Saturday. So of course I took Sunday off. But anyway, so the reason why I don't say that to brag, I say that because listen, I'm going on appointments every day. I know what you're experiencing. I know what's going on out there, and I'd be glad to share any of my experiences with you.
I got a question, Jeff.
Sure.
How much video marketing are you and your team doing? And how many touches do you hit your database with per year?
Great question. So I would like to think that we are just okay on video marketing. We do 1 video message to the database, the master database, monthly. That includes past clients, sphere of influence, and every single incoming lead we've ever gotten. So 1 video monthly. However, we go live on Facebook. Our agents go live on Facebook very often. We get more results and response from our lives on Facebook than anything else we send out in terms of video goes. And the logic behind that, and I'm sure you know this, Adam, so thank you for asking the question, is there's nothing you can do on Facebook that notifies 100% of your friends other than going live. And so it lives in there. And I get it all the time. Agents say, oh, I went live. I tried that. There was only like 7 people watching my video. It was so embarrassing. I bet if you go back and watch that video, you'll have 70 or 700 views. That's just the way it works. Because people don't want to click on the live and be brought into the video and so forth. So 1 organized per month to the entire database. And then our agents and myself, we go live on Facebook, I would say on average, about once a week. Good question. And by the way, when you go live on you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can go live on Facebook, and when you're done, download the video, and boom, there's your email. There's your email blast.
Definitely. Hey, Jeff, so Tony actually had to hop off. So if anyone has any questions, you can either type. And so we actually do have a question. How many touches do you hit your database with?
Great question. So we follow the 4 by 2 by 1 by 12 formula. And I'll share that with you now. 4 by 2 by 1 by 12. Ready? So 4 pieces of physical mail. We've done this for 4 years now, and this database is now our #1 source of business. Our database went from less than 100 units a year 4 years ago to nearly 400 today. And this is all we implemented, 4 by 2 by 1 by 12. Ready? So 4 pieces of U.S. mail, 2 phone calls annually, 1 big client event, and 12 video emails. So 4 pieces of U.S. mail, 2 phone calls. And by the way, on those phone calls, we don't ask for business. We add value. So you may have heard the script. Hey, this is a business call. Do you have a minute for me? I'm calling to see, calling to help, 30 families in the next 6 months buy or sell a home here in Michigan, whatever. We add value. So it's really just an update of what's going on in the market or something about an upcoming client event. The 1 is 1 big client event. Now, I'll put an asterisk next to that because the agents on our team are now all doing their own mini client events in addition to the one we do as a company. And then the 12 is 1 email per month times 12 months. So that works out to, I think, 23 or 24 touches. It's not 33, but that's worked for us.
And Jeff, how are you building your database? Are you running ads? Like, what is your main source of lead?
Great question. So our database is built in 3 ways. Number 1, good old fashioned prospecting is 1/3 of building our database. So every time our agents go on an appointment and meet someone, anytime they run into someone and they get their confirmation, calling experts, calling for sale by owners, doing just listed, just sold calls, circle prospecting. We're doing it that way. The second way we're doing it is through marketing. So we do obviously Zillow, Realtor.com. We do some mass advertising as well, and that puts a decent amount of people in the funnel. And the third way is we created an app, and essentially it's an iBuyer called UPraise, and a lot of people download that. A lot of people use that. Not everyone is interested in an offer on their property. They just want a better idea what their home's worth, and we capture their information through that.
It's called G-Praise?
UPraise, UPRAZE.
UPraise.
Yeah, it works in California. It does. We don't buy houses in California, but you can get home values from it.
How much is the iBuyer market? Do you think it's like 20% or?
No. The biggest market is Phoenix, and it's about 11% in Phoenix. And most markets where they exist, they're about 5% of the market.
Yeah.
So
I was really surprised to see that there were so many iBuyers. Probably a good 20. You know,
well,
I
watch
was really
this.
surprised to see that.
If you do the math on your market or your county, all right, even if they're 1% of the market in your county, that's hundreds, if not thousands, of transactions. So don't be, don't write them off. Basically, even if you're thinking, they're only 1% or 2% of the market, it's still a lot of units.
Yeah, and I just like, as much as I've worked on being a salesman, I can't see how they would be better salesmen than me, but they're doing it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
it's the idea of convenience and speed, and people will pay a premium for convenience and speed.
that's it. That's a nice marketing tool.
Yeah, because by the way, I say people will pay a premium. It's black and white. The net selling to an iBuyer is lower, and you better know how much lower it is. Most iBuyers right now that the market's starting to rebound, they're buying homes at about 88% of value, 89% of value. So do the math. Sellers leaving 4% on the table, 5% on the table.
Yeah, that's a good tool to use against them.
Yep. What else?
Jeff, I'll ask a question. So you talk about dollar per hour. Since, COVID, everything's gone virtual. Are you going on appointments? Are you sitting down with people, or are you trying to stick to the virtual kind of platform right now? Thus, you not having to drive, not having to meet, or are you still is your still top priority face-to-face?
Bingo. Face-to-face always is top priority. Now that we're able to go on appointments again, absolutely. I want to get in front of as many people as possible. The only thing that we took away from, there's probably other things, but one of the biggest things, Michael, we did take away from COVID was we now do our seller pre-qual via Zoom. And we ask them to walk us through the house. So we're building a higher level of rapport. All right. We're better at pricing their home because we've already seen it before we go out. And there's less likely chance of them canceling on us because they've already met us face to face. Everybody and their brother knows how to do Zoom now. So instead of doing the seller pre-qual, the list of questions that you ask before we go out on an appointment, which I think I shared my scripts at the last session. So you guys probably have those. The pre-qual is now done via Zoom as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, great question.
Yeah, of course. Does anyone have any other questions?
Anything we talked about or anything that we didn't cover?
I'll ask another question. How plugged in are you in Command? Are you utilizing Command, or are you still kind of balancing the right platforms that work for your business?
So we use Command for opportunities, and we do run Facebook lead ads through Command. I did a video, probably a little controversial, last Friday on the difference between all the different lead sources. And I will tell you, you can't. Kind of the moral of the story was, don't think you're just going to drop 20, 30, 40 bucks on Facebook leads and all of a sudden have a transaction. It's going to take a lot of time to sift through those, and people aren't factoring the time it takes to find the one that is a buyer or one that is a seller. So to answer your question, yes, we utilize Command for Facebook lead ads. We're just very mindful of the time we spend in conversion.
Definitely. And I think you do bring up a good point where these leads, it doesn't mean you're going to close them. These leads are just a lot more warm than grabbing a random list and cold calling. It still
right.
takes that cultivation. It still takes that plan, that process, accountability to get that lead closed. So definitely.
Yeah, and we don't even call them leads, Michael. We call them prospects.
Prospects. There you go. Mindset. It's all. Yeah.
Could I ask you one last question?
Sure, John.
Okay, what is your morning routine before lunch at 1 p.m.? What
Sure.
time do you get up? What do you do? What, you know?
Well, let me ask you this question, John. Do you want me to answer it as in what it is right now, or what it is when like all I was doing was production? And by the way, not a lot has changed.
Oh, okay. Well, when you were a producer.
Just producing. Yep. All right. I'll tell you verbatim. I'm not one of these crazy workout at like 4 a.m. type people. So up at 6 and out the door by 7:15. To the office by 7:30. At 7:30, I have an accountability call, and we still have this to this day with our team. It's a 7:30 a.m. accountability call, and on the accountability call, we're tracking 4 things: contacts made, appointments set, appointments gone on, contract signed. That's every morning, Monday through Friday at 7:30. Every single agent on our team is on that call. Contacts made from the previous day, appointments set, appointments going on, contract signed. 7:45, when that call wraps up, I'm in a 7 to 10 minute quick role play because I'm a big expired prospector. I call expired starting at 8 a.m. So from 7:45 to 8 a.m., I am role-playing expires literally one time. I'm calling someone up and I'm saying, hey, this is Jeff with Keller Williams. I noticed your home was no longer listed for sale, and I was just calling to see what your plans were with that property. So just one time through, me and one other person, that takes 10, 12 minutes. By 8 o'clock, I'm on the phone prospecting expires from 8 to 9. For sale by owners from 9 to 10. At 10 a.m., I have my first break. And for years and years, I would actually go into another role play session. Now we have meetings with our team from 10 to 10:30. So mindset break, whatever you want to put in there, or role play. 10:30 to 11:30, lead follow-up. So this is, the prospects are putting people in the funnel. Lead follow-up is going into the funnel and talking to the people, trying to convert the people that are already in the funnel. That happens for an hour from 10:30 to 11:30.
Quick question. Lead follow-up. What if you don't get them on the phone? Do you text them?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Call, text, and email. We follow a 3x3x3 rule, meaning 3 calls, 3 texts, 3 emails within 3 days. So yes, I'm calling, I'm texting, I'm emailing 3 times each over 3 days. And so that happens from 10:30 to 11:30. 11:30 to 12, I'm returning important calls and emails. So I'm going through every single email that came in. Notice I didn't handle any admin in the morning. I'm not doing any administration until 11:30. And I'm not even really digging into it. I'm just looking to see, oh crap, this seller lead called me back. Oh, this offer came into my listing. All right, I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that one for later. So I'm just making a note of all the stuff I have to do in the afternoon. And then from 12 until 2, I'm at the gym. I'm working out. My phone is in my locker. And I come out of there and I'm back in the office by, including drive time and everything. I'm back in the office at 2, and it's like a brand new day.
Okay, awesome. See, I had another question here for you. From returning important calls, call, text, email.
And by the way, when I come back from the gym, that's when I go into administrative mode. So from 2 to 4, 2 to 3:30 is like admin. And then 3:30 on is for appointments, closings. Basically, I'm leaving the office to go see people.
Okay, let me ask you. Like myself, I've never been like a killer producer. 30, 40 has been my best years. I'm hoping to get 50. Okay, by myself and my little 2 secretaries. Okay.
Yep.
And but I've always been a good saver, so I've invested and I've got units and so forth. What do you do in order to be on production and real estate, and you kind of need to put that aside because those things can take all your administration time.
Mhm.
You know, repairs and all that other stuff.
I mentally block it all out until after the gym. My mentality is, watch this. In fact, I had a quote. We had our office redone recently, so I don't have anything on the walls right now. But I had a quote on the wall that says, there is no customer, no prospect, no problem that can't wait until after lunchtime. There is no customer, no prospect, and no problem that cannot wait until after lunchtime. And so I'm just mentally checked out of all what I would call, John, income servicing. I'm checked out of everything that has to do with servicing in the morning. And I hate to say it, I don't provide any customer service in the morning. The morning is for generating new clients. The afternoon is for customer service. The late afternoon, early evening is for presentation time.
Okay. And you know, like all your shopping and all that stuff, like water for everybody in the office, the
Afternoon.
snacks and all that stuff.
Afternoon.
You have somebody do that for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have a pretty sizable staff now, but when I didn't, everything like that was done in the afternoon. Never would I get my hands dirty in the morning with anything like that.
Okay.
Put it this way. All right, let me restate this. And this is a good lesson for everybody. You
I
should
have trouble with admin.
Yep, you should do the same thing every morning at the same time, Monday through Friday. If you just follow that simple rule, like for instance, I have people say, Jeff, I don't like calling expireds. That's not me. I'm not a for sale by owner guy. Cool. You like following up with internet leads at 9 a.m.? You do that every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 9 a.m. Your morning schedule should never change. It's non-negotiable.
I agree. It's just not, it's not easy.
It's
But
not.
I agree.
It's a discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Good question. All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet. Any last questions? Anything else? Love being on with you guys.
Yeah.
The number one place for free resources, if you didn't join a month ago, would probably be the Glover U Inner Circle. We're getting ready to pump out our next Glover Gazette. It's like a 50-page magazine with all kinds of cool stuff that has to do with selling a lot more real estate. And that's going to be out by July the 1st. We just finished with the editor on it. And if you're in the Inner Circle, you get that for free. We mail that out to everybody for free. And I think
Thank
that's
you.
all we
You're
have.
awesome. You're great. Thank you. Good information.
All right, Michael, any last words or anything you need from me?
Yes, one other question. What made you start your own coaching business?
Great question. So very simple answer. It is hands down everything in this business. It is my number one passion. I love selling homes. I love going on appointments. I love getting contracts signed, but I do it because I'm more interested in helping people duplicate what I'm doing. So I just found that that's the one area of the business that I absolutely, without question, enjoy. Yep. There we go. I love it.
Awesome. Great answer.
Cool.
Great answer.
All right, guys.
Michael, I'm going to get my hair as long as yours.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you around. We'll see
I don't
you.
know about how much hair dye I can put on it, though. I'll go broke.
I'm due for a haircut.
There's the haircut to go with.
Our salons just opened today, so I clearly haven't gotten to one yet. All right.
Thank you very much for everything, guys.
All right. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Goodbye.